I'm definitely in support of her leaving the relationship. And like the kids, like even if it puts the kids in a weird situation, the fact of the matter remains is that you were in a terrible spot. You left, and now you're protecting your peace, and now you get to be at peace, and then raise your kids in that peace.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. And it's me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is D.A.J. McMullen, and we're back in the lab once again at 10:22 on this Saturday evening. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. And we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. How are we doing, Mac?
As I said on take one, that cup is runneth empty.
I feel that. I feel the effects of tiredness, of exhaustion. Let me be the one to say that I'll admit that I messed up. I messed up a little bit, you know. Me and a buddy of mine, we were going to the gym every morning before work. And then, you know, work kind of got a little hectic. So we decided to go after work and came to the conclusion that after walking miles upon miles, because that's in the job description that we have in the heat, no one feels like going to the gym after sweating bucket loads of sweat. So yeah, we kind of stopped going and feeling the effects of not being in the gym. You know, the mobility is not there anymore. Everything's sore. So yeah.
Real talk. I used to force myself to go to the gym after when I was working at Amazon and I was still single. I would force myself to go to the gym after work because there was no way in hell I was getting up and going to the gym before work. I was like, I can conserve energy. I can conserve energy and head to the gym after work, but like ain't no way if I go to the gym before like work, they're not gonna like me there. So I can't do that. But it's wild, man, because like I like right now at my job now, I seem to walk at just as much as when I worked at Amazon. And I don't know how that worked. Like it just like I'm just walking. The building is 10 times smaller, but yeah, I still seem to be getting the same amount of steps every day. It's crazy.
That's interesting because I got a guy that I work with, you know, and that's all we do is walk. And he's like, he'll do twice as much or just as much walking at his house after work. I'm like, dog, what are you doing? He's like, man, I get home, he immediately washes the clothes, wash the dishes that have been piled up, and I'm like, you do that every day? Every day. I'm like,
washing clothes every day.
How much have you? I mean, he do got like, I think he said it's him. He got four kids. Yeah,
every day though.
4 kids and him and his wife. Yeah, it's wild. I'm like, dog, like what are you washing at this point? He's like,
y'all going through 2 outfits a day. The fuck?
I mean, granted, I kind of do. I gotta keep a extra shirt in the truck now. It's like that. Like I said, that sweating buckets, man. That ride home, I gotta have a fresh shirt on. It don't don't feel too good being in your own sweat, you know. And
Yeah, I feel that. That's real talk.
yeah. So after it's time to clock, after I do my last ticket, take the
It's
soak
even
shirt off.
worse being in your own sweat and in the rain.
Oh man. At this point, the rain been teasing me so bad. I'm like, dog, how's it still hot? Sometimes the rain make it worse, but we ain't getting into all that. It's just science and Virginia humidity.
The humidity is horrible here, bro. It feel like a rainforest outside my house right now. Like everything is so wet, everything is overgrown. I'm just like, bro, what is happening out here?
Gotta cut the grass twice a week almost.
Right.
So,
Which I just learned today that if you got a lawnmower with the adjustable height or the height setting on the blade,
start.
don't put that joint too low, or you're gonna have a really bad day.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
which is interesting, right? Because all my life, right? All my life, the only way I knew how to cut grass was you put that lawnmower on the lowest setting and you just go. I always wondered what the other settings of height was for it, but I was just like, I was always told you put that thing on the lowest settings and you cut the grass. You cut the grass as low as you can go. That's a clean looking yard. Like you said, later on in life, you learn that if you put it too low, those little yellow spots that you get, that's dead grass, folks. That's dead grass. It's unsightly in some communities. So,
I was just talking about the clippings.
getting stuck up
Okay,
under
that
the
nah, it's just too much of it.
oh yeah, that too. You
I
got lumps of
cut the grass and you had like I had like the big yard bags, like the contractor trash bags. I had like 7 of them joints last time I cut the grass.
oh.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, this is we no longer doing this. We no longer doing this. And I thought that if you cut the grass as low as it can go, it can be like hell. You cut it as low as it can go, and you can go a little bit more time in between cuts. Not with grass. Grass don't work that way. You still got to cut it every week.
Which is insane, bro.
And then the dudes, the trash people, they just came and they just left them joints on the side of the road. So like it killed all the grass right there on the side of the road. So that got a cricket infestation underneath it and all that other stuff like that. I'm like, man, this is
Come on.
wild, bro. I hate this neighborhood.
They left the bags on the.
They
Ain't they
just left
supposed?
them, bro. They just left them, dog. They took the trash can, dumped the trash can, dumped the recycle bin, and just left the bags on the side of the road, bro.
That's
I was so
wild.
hurt. I was
They
so
like
hurt.
not in the trash can. We ain't touching it.
They took it last
Wow.
Friday though.
Mm.
Like yesterday, they took it. I left the same bags just sitting there. And I was like, well, I'll probably and they were I ain't gonna lie to you. Them jokers were fat. Like they were every bit of about 75 pounds a bag, bro. And I just had them jokers just lined up on the side of the street, just on the curb, just next to the trash can. And I left them there. I was like, bro, I'm not about to move all of these. Like they'll sit here until I can put one in the trash can every single week until they all gone. But like, there's no way that I'm about to pick these joints up and move them back to the house and they got wolf spiders all in them and all. I'm good on that. I'm good on that.
Man, that's interesting. That's well, I mean, hopefully now they're gone. Um, that is insane. Right. But even with that, we're gonna slide into the topic. You know, I was outside. The story of how this topic came. Um, I was out on a job. I was out on a ticket. And I was approached by this guy. We were doing work in front of his house, or a house he had owned that he's fixing up and whatnot. And he's wondering what we're doing. We told him, we're here just to mark the phone lines, the previous phone lines that's in the ground. So when the company that's coming through to lay fiber, when they come through, they don't hit the lines, mess anything up. He's asking questions like what can the fiber do? Can I get it hooked up to the house and whatnot? And we're like, yeah, usually they'll lay the main line and then they'll come back through and take some lines to the houses. And he's like, well, I just want the basic package, whatever. I just need it for, just internet and whatnot,
So I could call a cable company. Why are you talking to these guys?
Right. It happens. It happens. It's mostly older people. Some younger folks, they be like, yeah, what y'all do? But usually I just tell them, it's like, hey man, I just kind of put paint on the ground. We ain't doing any of that high tech stuff like hooking it up or, once it's in the ground, making it active and all this other stuff.
Too much explanation. Motherfucker, do I look like I work for Cox?
And I'm like,
does this look like a Cox shirt?
Like I said, we get that all the time. Like y'all here laying the fiber. I'm like, usually I don't even have a buddy with me. Usually it's just me and one truck. I'm like, what type of tools does it look like I have that I'm about to put that thing in the ground?
You in an empty truck
and run that thing to a house. I'm just like, nah, dog. I'm just here, marking those phone lines. But we got to talking, and he mentioned how he was too old to learn all that new stuff in depth. That's his words. And I was like, nah, man, you ain't never too old to learn something new or to just, learn the ins and outs of like what this is stuff that's happening like right in front of a house you're building that you're gonna be living in, or you're gonna put like your family or something in. You should at least know the bare basics of that stuff. Like some of this stuff could help you, improve your business, improve a house that you're selling. And I'm just baffled that he said that. Like he said he was, what age he said? He was like, I guess in his 80s, 85 or something like that.
Still no excuse, bro.
And I'm like,
what
is that? You rather be out here just like oblivious to all this stuff, or like just ignorant to all this stuff? It's just baffling.
Let's just base it on overall ignorance, bro. It's like, for real, like it ain't even just about the old dude who refuses to see the information in front of him or learn what's in front of him and adapt. Like this is about people in general who just have information in front of them and just don't know how to read. Like for real, bro. Like, and you that old person thing is all day long, bro. You can you can beat that tree like Muhammad Ali, bro. But for real, like you got old people everywhere, especially like people like my mom, dog. Like technology, she ain't. I done had to teach her how to log into Facebook like 19 times now, bro. She got a new Facebook page. Like broke people get new phone numbers, dog. Like she just lose the password to them and just create a new one. Like literally create a new Facebook page, a new email address just so she could log into
Come on.
Facebook again. She literally got multiple Facebook pages right now because of that reason. I promise you I'm not lying about that. So like for real, people always talking about they don't want to adapt to technology and all that, or technology make them feel dumb and all this other stuff. I'm just like looking at them like, bro, you could just read. Like it ain't been a thing that I picked up yet that didn't teach me how to use it. Like you got a smartphone, the smartphone from day one, the moment that you turn that joint on, go through a tutorial. Like all you got to do is read. Like what's the problem? Like, why are we so hung up on the fact that you don't know how to use this? Get past the fact that you don't know how to use it and just learn how to use it. What are we doing here? It's not a new language.
And even that new language can also be learned. Yeah, that always intrigued me because it's so simple. It's not even, you can't even say it's fear anymore. It's literally just complete ignorance. I don't want to learn this because of XYZ, or they just don't want to. For real. Like it's no excuse on not to learn these new things in this day and age when it's literally there's all forms of learning for this stuff in this day and age. If you don't want to read it, you can watch a video on it. If you don't want to watch the video on it, you can listen to the audio of it. If you don't want to do that, you just don't want to do it. It's literally no excuse.
Ain't that the truth, man? And as I said before, bro, it's not just with
Technology.
just the technology piece, man. Information in total, dog. Like, how many times have you gone through or heard of a situation where somebody was doing some, or they put themselves in a situation and you just already the outcome already. You just like, okay, well, like already see where this is going. But like they still just doing it, and then their excuse would be like, bro, I ain't had no other way. And I'm just like, but there's so many other people who gone through this who had other ways. Like everybody has another way. Like you could have read a book. Like half of the time, people in relationship problems can just look up the answer to the question that they need to ask about what's going on in their relationship on the internet. Like there's some guru, like you got health issues, like you can just go look at the information, like, okay, I got this situation here. Like granted, with health issues, you might not want to go on Google and type in any symptoms or anything like that. You might want to just go to a doctor and try to find out what's going on. But you had the resources in front of you. Like that's the whole point that I'm trying to make. You got the resources in front of you. You got people who know better than you. You got people who know more than you, who has the answers to the situation or the problem that's in front of you. But yeah, nobody wants to open up their mouths or be brave enough to actually follow through with moving forward and moving past the problem.
Yeah. To piggyback off of the ad, but and piggyback at the same time. Just like that list, I said, if you can't watch a video on it, listen to an audio, or read it, like Max said, you can go to somebody and they'll take you through step by step of what you need to do to solve that problem. You know, just like the health, the medical piece, a lot of times we have these problems, we have this tiredness, we have this something going wrong with ourselves, and people want to go to a quick fix, go to the store, get whatever medication to mask the symptoms, instead of going to like a nutritionist and just telling them, hey, this is my diet, this is how I'm feeling, is there any correlation? And they'll tell you, they'll even give you a list, hey, this is what is affecting you right now, but if you switch these things with these things over here, you'll feel a lot better. That simple. But people go their whole lives eating just any and everything that's the most unhealthiest, the most starch high in starch and calories, just consuming all that stuff.
Bruh, I can't stand people, dog. Like, real talk, man. Like, I got a kid that worked with me, and you know, this boy young, like he's still wet behind the ears, like, and he just bought a motorcycle today, and he's 18 years old, don't have a motorcycle license, and still living with his parents. And I don't know, bro. I don't even know how he got the job. I'm trying to figure out who the hell hired this kid, dog, because he is not qualified. So like they just hire anybody up in that joint. But anyway, bro, like I'm just sitting here looking at this dude, listening to his story and how he's talking about like how his whole family, you know, how they all like, because with him living at the house, like he's still under his parents' insurance. And apparently, like the whole family is under one little get up, like with insurance and phone and all this other stuff like that. And I looked at him, I was like, bro, how that work? You grown. He said, yeah, but you know, I'm saving money. Okay. All right. All right. So then he started talking about how his sister wanted to do something, but the parents were complaining about how the sister was doing something, and then they were just like, okay, well, you know, this is how we're gonna do this because you know you're not doing that. This is how we want you to do it, and we paying the bills for it, or all of us are on the same thing. So you know if that's what you want to do, then you're gonna have to get up off the hookup. And I'm just like, bro, so you don't see nothing wrong with this, like. This you just perfectly okay with following this same path, like because eventually you're gonna want to branch off and do your own thing, like and bro, quiet as kept. The sister married. Like he was like, okay, yeah, my sister's husband is doing this, and he upset with that, and my daddy, and you know they beef and they bumping heads. I'm just like, bro, what in the fuck are you talking about? Like, bro, if your sister is in this situation and your husband and the sister husband is allowing this situation, like, bro, they deserve that. Like flat out, like you deserve to be going through what you're going through. If that's the environment that you like, you literally set yourself up for this. Like, bro, do not come out of your mouth and say that you know you got a problem with something, and the solution is literally right there. Oh, you got a job. Sister got a whole degree. What are we even having this conversation for? You working on your own. You've been married for a few years now, but yet you on your parents' phone plan, and you pissed because your dad said, "What? You married? Y'all talking about having kids? What are you talking about? What are we even doing here?" Like, bro, like for real, man. People just be. The thing that frustrated me the most about it, bro, is like people just be going through like some real small time stuff, man. I'm just like, yo, do you understand like how big the world is right now? And this is the problem that you decide that you want to get hung up on. This right here.
Yeah, it goes back to that learning piece. Well, actually, with cases like that, it's a learning aspect, and also you got to know when it's time to spread your wings and get on your own, and like you said, experience life. Like
Bruh,
you ain't.
People don't learn the lesson. That's the problem. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the lesson is right there. It's right there. Everybody is telling you that this is not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. Because there's always, and especially, and this is why in America there's the radioactive family theory. All families break up because everybody got their own agendas. Whether it's good or not, whether your mom, you say your mom, you paying your mom the insurance money, or she bought the car for you, whatever the case is, you co-sign whatever, got you on the phone plan. There's always an agenda. It's always some kind of underlying thing that's happening. Whether she mean it to be destructive or not, it's always an agenda. And I'm like, yo, like you didn't learn from the last person that did this. Like, and I ain't trying to say it's all bad. Like, sometimes it can be good. It can be rewarding in some aspects. But, bro, do not try to do not. What I'm saying is, like, if it becomes an issue, don't complain about it because you put yourself in the environment for it to be a problem.
Gotcha.
So people, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, because I got a whole hour's worth of that. Told me to figure out a way.
I'm saying, yeah, I do understand that. People will go through things like that, and like you said, they don't even see the lesson. They don't even see the lesson behind it. They just see it as mom tripping or dad. He trying to be controlling or whatever and all this other stuff. And it's just like you put yourself in that, like you said, you put yourself in that situation. You allow that to happen in your life. You've been allowing this to happen for so long. If it's really a big issue, sit down with mom and dad, be like, hey, all right, I don't feel like this should be that way. So I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna do over here. I got my husband. I got my job. I got my situation over here. It's time. It's been time to break away from this, and I'm gonna do this over here. Hope whatever y'all got going on. If that's an issue, cool. But I'm still going over here.
Bro, that's
ain't
your
nothing
problem.
else to say.
Like it's for real. Like it's your problem. Like for real. I learned my lesson. My family. I had family members try my mom. Like as and we don't have a good relationship, but she still manipulated my actions for a long time. And I swear, like the moment that I said, "Yo, I'm fucking 26 years old," I said I was coming here to get back on my feet. I'm not on my feet yet, but I see where this is going. So I'm out. And it was a problem. And I'm glad I had the wherewithal to say, yo, this situation is not right. There's something wrong with this situation. So, regardless of how much I love not paying rent, regardless of how much I love saving money, regardless, like I love the fact that I can just, pocket something and not have to pay for it and just keep and be able to let my bread stack up in the bank. I love that idea. But regardless of how much I love that, we got a problem here and I'm not growing because of this. I'm literally not growing because I'm allowing myself to stay in a situation where I don't belong. Right. And so many people, dog, at work, certain relationships, your relationship with your spouse, like, bro, like, how many times have you heard of a situation where, like a woman, she in a relationship with a dude and dude just can't get his shit together. He cheating on her. He beating on her. He doing everything under the sun, but like they stay together for like a whole 30 some years, and then at the end of everything, she just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I wasted my life with you. Like, no, you ain't waste your life. Like you decided to be there. You decided not to learn. You decided not to learn the lesson.
That's just like
You decided. Yeah.
we went to food line, just our local food line. You know, it's right up the road, right? We in line, we getting our stuff. Luckily, we was in front. We weren't behind. These couple comes up behind us. You know, they got kid in the middle of them. Somehow, I don't know how, because I had glanced over them. You know, I glanced at them when we were walking through getting our stuff or whatever. You know, they seemed all happy. But when they got to the register, I don't know what happened between the last time we saw them and when they got to the register, they just started arguing. They going back and forth at each other's necks and all this other stuff. And they both basically said they both cheated on each other and all this other stuff. And it turned into like a competition in the grocery store. It's like I did it better and all this other stuff. It was like, yeah, you cheated on me and I cheated right back. And I was like, what in the world is happening right now?
In the grocery store.
And I'm like, why y'all still together? You know, cool if it's for the kid, but like, people have been successful co-parents.
That ain't for the kid, bro.
It really ain't. No, that
ain't for the kid. Because people who do best for their kid, they want their happiness, their own happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So for real, like you talk, and like I said, people are refusing to learn the lesson. You're refusing to learn it. Like the kid is not better off because you with your significant other and y'all hate each other. The kid can see that. Household tense. Like the kid come home from school and gotta worry about whether or not you gonna be tripping because you pissed off at your baby daddy. Like, come on now. Like you gonna be just irate for no damn reason because y'all had a discussion about something and now you pissed off. Now the kid gotta feel your anger. Like the kid don't benefit from that. And you're right. There's a lot of people who say they're gonna stick together. They're gonna stick it out because of the kid. But I respect the person who leaves. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I don't condone divorce. But like for real, a woman who get beat by her baby daddy, I'm definitely in support of her leaving the relationship. And like the kids, like even if it puts the kids in a weird situation, the fact of the matter remains is that you were in a terrible spot. You left and now you're protecting your peace, and now you get to be at peace and then raise your kids in that peace. Up in the next generation, they get to grow instead of regressing. Because it's already bad enough that they got to deal with the fact that, you know, mama get knocked upside the head with a baseball bat every night. Like we know daddy put on brass knuckles. You know, he smacked the shit out of her. You know, like your little 5-year-old just sitting there watching. You know, we already got to go through that. So that's already one problem in of itself. I can't even imagine how many generations that screw up right there.
Thanks.
But no, it's all good. You know, you get to still have your cake and eat it too, I guess, right?
And that's a tough one right there too. And it ain't tough. It's just the psychology or whatever behind it is just baffling. Because like in that case, the lesson is plain. Like just leave. Like yeah,
plain and simple.
But
plain and simple.
It just goes to show how strong the brain is to go against just learning something that could be life changing, going through something that will be life changing. It's almost like, you know, at the job we used to work at the jobs we work at now, you know, we'll have people come up to us and, you know, just kind of tell us their life story or tell us the problem that they going through, and you're sitting there, you're listening to it all, and you're just like, yo, just do XYZ, and they have all these excuses of why XYZ isn't their first plan, or they can't do XYZ because ABC has them doing this, and it's like, no, man,
Oh
you
yeah,
making it
you still sitting up there listening to them people.
way too complicated.
I
Just
cut
go
those
ahead
folks
and do
clean
it.
off because I learned my lesson. I ain't dealing with you no more. If you sit up there talking about how you got this basic ass problem, I'm like, bro, I got $1 million dream right now, and no money, and I got to figure out how to get to this $1 million dream, and you come to me with these po ass problems. Like, man, if you don't get your dusty ass away from me and go read a book, but like the first thing I'm gonna do for real, like, yo, that situation sound real familiar to me, and I'm gonna be honest with you. When I resonated with what you're saying right now, because right now I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't. So I'm not really interested in this conversation. But when I resonated with you, with what you're saying right now, this is what I read. This is who I watched. This is what I listened to, and it helped me through that because they were teaching the lesson. I ain't got the patience to teach you the lesson. That's not my job. So, and for real, I'll sit back, bro, and I'll watch people like, yo, did you listen to that book? Because for real, I can tell you when somebody has been enlightened on a lesson, they move different. They move different. They act different. Like the situation that plagued you before, you're not plagued by it no more. And there's literally a book for every situation that everybody is going through because content is king right now.
And you might not think it, but books are still a thing. People still out. Just imagine the most famous person probably has a book or two up under their portfolio. Most likely. Pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Yeah. That man. Shit, what was I about to say? I lost that thought.
Learning new things is not even learning through things. We're not going to say that, Celeste. Understanding the lesson that you're going through and actually getting through it is the most successful thing you can do in life. It's the key to all success. Understanding the lesson that you're going through, conquering it, and moving forward. Because without that formula, without any pieces of that formula, you stuck wherever you're at. You want to travel world. You want to do your passion 24/7. Most likely, the lesson you're in right now is trying to figure out how to make that goal the equivalent to your 9 to 5. Meaning, you're going for that goal and you're making money in the process to fund that goal, to do other things in life that you want to do. You're basically trying to make yourself the 9 to 5, the new 9 to 5. That's the lesson that you're trying to get through, or that we're trying to learn, that we're trying to get y'all to go for. Because we learned, and everyone knows, that the 9 to 5, the regular 9 to 5, is not is not the thing to do for your entire life until retirement, because it's not living. It's modern day slavery. We done said it before.
So I was sitting here thinking about some of the folks that some of the folks that we worked with, and I'm just thinking about all the people who swore up and down that working at Amazon was the worst thing in the world, and that they needed to find something different. I'm thinking of a few individuals right now, and they left there, with their heads up high, and so happy that they were finally leaving that job. And for real, in my opinion, like I've been through some shit, like your army. I've been working since I was 12, working at Walmart distribution center. I worked there for 6 years. Like, bro, like I've been through some shit. And for real, like I ain't really, for real, when I got to Amazon, I was already desensitized. Like for real, like by the time I got there, it was like, yo, there was nothing that I hadn't seen before. But for some reason, the people that we worked with, everything was brand new to them. Like they had never had a job before a day in their life. So like for real, I noticed that, we worked with them for work with them with like 5 or 6 years. You were there for 6 years, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's 6 years, somewhere in that range, man. Work with these people for about 6 years. And yeah, you came in after of 2 weeks after I did. But yeah, we worked there for 6 years. And we work with these people, these same people. Some of them have been there longer than we have. And for some reason, once they left there, they were excited to leave. They were ready to go. They had so many better opportunities, but they went to another job. And then when they went to another job, they were so excited about this other job, and then they just like, I'm curious to know, like, where those people are right now, what those people are doing, because as you know, you might talk to one of them, but I haven't talked to him since Busch Gardens. But yeah, like a few of the people that I got in mind, bro, like even one of the people that I'm thinking about went back to Amazon. He started working for another joint in a different location. And I'm just like, bro, what was all that bravado for? Like you literally worked yourself into a cycle. Like you left the job thinking that the job was the problem. Then you went to another job. And then now the next job is the problem. So then you went to another job. So now you're thinking that the next job is the problem. Now we sitting up here. If you were just going to work, if you want to work for corporate America for that many years, you might as well have stayed with one job and got you a 401k.
Yeah.
Like for real, like you should have just stayed with one joint, one hookup. Like stop moving around, stop bouncing around. If you just gonna do the same thing over and over again everywhere you went, just stop and get a 401k. Just stop. Just get a 401k. Go ahead and throw that money into this account, the savings account, and just shut the fuck up. Like for real, you just like and everywhere they go, bro, they stay there for a few years. They complain about it. After being there for a few years, then they go to another job, get all hype and excited about the next job, and then they do it all over again. And I'm just like, bruh. And these ain't young folks that I'm talking about. Like if the dude who 18 years old, like this is one of his first jobs. He worked at Sweeters before he came to this joint. So I'm like, bruh, I understand your struggle. You gonna see this shit a lot. But I promise you, this is where I've been. I'm gonna tell you about it. If you don't listen, that's on you. But like these dudes that I'm talking about, like these dudes, they my age, bruh. They my age, bruh. Like for real. Like what are we talking about here? Like, bruh, you gonna go to this next job and you gonna do the same shit you always been doing. You gonna get comfortable. You gonna get some new friends. You gonna do the good old boy thing for about 2-3 years. They gonna say some stupid shit, gonna piss you off, or they gonna change some stuff that you liked about the job when you went in there,
Yeah.
and you gonna do the same shit again, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
Yep. Yep. That's Mac has explained the formula for countless, countless of jobs that I've had, that everyone has had, it, and it's crazy how simple that formula is. It's almost like just as seasons change, jobs change just like that. Like you come in during the slow season or whatever of a job, everything's all hunky dory. You making production, all this other stuff. Then all of a sudden, the business season comes in, busy season. Now you're expected to do more than what you were doing when you came in. You're expected to
Or
make less
somebody just trying to get a
mistakes,
promotion.
or that too. And it's like, what changed? What happened? No, dog. That's the job. That's
That's
the
life.
business. It's a cycle.
It's
It
corporate America.
happens. And like you said, you get mad, you get upset, you feel like you want to quit. You actually do quit, get another job. The cycle continues from the beginning. Everything's nice, like Max said. Everything's nice. Then the boss or your manager comes up to you, be like, "All right, look, we need you to work a little bit more. We need you to come in on the weekend. We need you to do overtime." You're like, but when I started, y'all said, overtime's gonna be optional, or I should only be making these set hours. Well, things change. Uh, we need to bring the numbers up. The numbers are low. This is only gonna be a one-time thing. Stay there for 5 more years. You notice real quick. It's not a one-time thing. It's a
That should
whenever
never
they
change
need
back.
thing.
They changed it and it stayed like that. And they kept telling you, well, yeah, things are going to change. Things are going to change soon. Things are going to be different. Mm-hmm. Sure they are.
You become that old head that be like, I remember back when I was working. Production was this number. Oh man, yep.
Man, do you remember back in the day, back in the good old days when we used to be able to do X, Y, Z? Man, shut the fuck up. That should just give me. It's even happening at my job too, man. Like
Come on.
the folks that I'm working with, man, like they get hit with all these changes. I mean, we all getting hit by them, but I'm just like, bruh, like I'm just here visiting. Like I don't give a shit about none of that. Like I'm just here visiting, bruh. Like y'all can do whatever y'all want. Like yeah, all that sound real good. Like yeah. You right. You mm-hmm. So like for real, like it's been some crazy shit happening, and like my coworkers have been on edge about just about everything. Dog, the pay, they changed the pay scale. Like they'd made it harder for us to make money, make commissions on our stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I ain't too shocked that this happened. And everybody talking about how screwed up it is and how they we were already pissed off at the company for a lot of different reasons anyway. Well, when I say we, I mean we as the workforce, because like I said, I'm there visiting. But all of my coworkers, bro, they pissed about everything. And then all of a sudden they introduced a new pay plan to us, and everybody looked at it like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, you mean to tell me now is on top of the fact that we were already not getting paid, now you telling me that it's harder for us to get paid, bro? What the fuck? We already doing everything under the sun to try to make shit happen, and like I'm just like, yo, y'all didn't see this coming? Like, this is the first job y'all ever had? Like, what? And one of the dudes, I was talking to my man, and yeah, he's been there. He's been there for about 8 months now, and and he was just saying like we had some one-on-ones the other day, and he was just saying that he went in there and they told him like, man, it just seemed like you checked out, man. It just seemed like you're not really into it. And he said, did they say the same thing to you? I was like, nah, bro. Why would they? He said, well, what do you mean? Like we're all a little checked out. I was like, look, man, this is what you need to learn. You out here voicing your opinion about some shit that ain't gonna change. You out here saying a whole bunch of stuff, making these people mad, pissing them off about how you feel about what the job is doing to you, bruh. Like all you got to do is like you plan on leaving anyway. The fuck you voicing your opinion for? Why you getting all up in these people grill about the shit that they doing and what they ain't doing? When you do that, you become a target, dog. Of course they telling you that. Of course they hounding you for what you ain't doing. Of course they are. I said, bro, I learned at my last job that it does not count for anything in corporate America to speak up about what corporate America is doing. I said, the more you argue with these people about what they're doing, the more you make yourself like a dumbass. Because at the end of the day, the only thing they're gonna do is fire you, and they still gonna continue doing what the fuck they gonna do anyway. He said, but yeah, what about the this is my money that we're talking about. I was like, man, find a new job. If you just worried about the money, just find a new job, bro. Like for real, like and quiet as it's kept, Mark. When they last year around this time, there was a pay plan change, and everybody went on strike. All the salespeople went on strike.
Well, hi.
And the company was like, okay, well, you know, they quote unquote found the middle ground. And 12 months later, that same pay plan that they were trying to put out there, guess what we got now?
Wow.
So I'm like, they were gonna do it anyway.
That's insane. And it hurts my brain, you know, going through that cycle with people like 24/7. Like it's a person at every job that complains about, all right, when I first started or at this point, you know, I'm making this much money, but then at my inconvenience, but at the job's convenience, they change something, they make more money, I make less money. And then everybody's been out of shape. And it's just like, this is the workforce. Like I ain't been with too many jobs that hasn't done something like this. You know, maybe it's the blue collared job force that only do stuff like that. I don't know if any. I'm pretty sure higher job forces do stuff like that. It just is what it is. If you're not out
as the
here,
CEO of Aether, if it makes sense, I'm doing it.
it makes sense. Exactly. Like if you ain't out here trying to do your own thing, why get upset with the handout that you're getting? Dude, the stuff you get paid at these jobs is nothing but handouts. And like Max said, going to the company and yelling at them, going to the managers or whatever, yelling at them, voicing your opinion. That's literally biting the hand that's feeding you. That's literally, like Max said, putting a target on your back. That's making you a liability to that company. So what do they do to liabilities? They get rid of them. You know, if you're not an asset to that company,
you either turn into an asset or you out.
Exactly. And it's like, this don't push y'all to get out of that. This don't light a fire under y'all to get out of that, because it It's upsetting in the most degree, but yet we still look towards a job as the solution. Job ain't never the solution, people. Solution is getting out there, making your own money, having another stream of income. Whatever the solution is, there's a lesson out there to be learned to move forward. Because right now we just all stagnant, stuck where we at, stuck in the environment we're in, and nothing's changing.
How much time we got?
We 6 minutes to an hour.
All right.
We close it now.
You got anything else?
Nah, that was my closing remarks.
I was sitting here trying to figure out like what exactly would we even say about the old dude who who couldn't get on board with fiber optic. Like he don't want fast internet. He just want dial up. Like I'm just trying to figure out how to, while we were trying to figure out how to integrate that into like a full topic. Like I can't talk about old people who can't use technology for a whole hour, like for real. But what I could talk about is the thing that I struggle with, because since we're talking about lessons and all that, there's a lesson that I'm trying to learn myself as well. And one thing that I'm coming across is that like the longer you don't bet on you, the longer you can keep going through this dumb shit that's pissing you off every single day. The longer you hold on to the things that you have and don't take a chance on yourself, the more you're going to keep struggling. The longer you keep what you have under your belt and not produce anything to put it out there, the longer you keep doing that, the more you're going to suffer on the inside, the more you're going to suffer in silence. Like for real, I keep learning that same lesson over and over and over again. And like for real, I just want to tell y'all like that, that I'm just like you. I ain't above anything that anybody is going through. Like I know, like I got a minimum amount of patience for what most people like. What people come and tell me all the time. Like I have conversations with my mom and she telling me a bunch of crazy stuff that happened with the family, and like for real, these are people that I care about on a certain level. Like I do want to step in and help out and call and wish somebody the best every now and then, but like for real, y'all, like I learned that lesson, and I know for a fact that if I call you and say anything to you or try to connect with you on any kind of level, and I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to regret it at the end. So I learned that lesson and I put those people behind me, and it's because I got a goal that I need to make, for real. Like all of the stuff that I'm doing with my brand right now, like I've been slacking on doing everything that counts. And the lessons were always there. They were always right there. Like, yo, this is what you're gonna need to do. And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do it my own way. Meanwhile, the universe is yelling at me, bruh. Listen, just pay attention, young man. But I was always saying, I'll do it my own way. I'll do it my own way. I'll keep these people around, for real. Like I just I wanna hold these people up. I think I got faith in these people. I wanna stay in this group. I wanna stay in this circle. I believe in these folks. And the universe is always like, yo, for real, you already know you outgrew this. Move on. This is not where you're supposed to be. And every time I ignore that lesson, I immediately feel it on the back end. I immediately feel it on the back end. And what I'm trying to say is that no matter, like, I don't care who listening to this right now, if you have come to a situation like that, even when you know for a fact you have done the thing that you wanted to do, you know that is wrong inside. You do. Everybody does. We already know what the answer is. And no matter how much you decide to settle at the bad decision, you know it was bad before you even made it. Nobody had to tell you that. Nobody had to tell you that you were a dumbass for getting beat by your husband for 10 years. Nobody told you. What? Nobody is going to sit up here and pat you on the back because you decided to stay with that woman that cheated on you. Nobody. You're the dumbass for that. Like, for real. And the people who show you pity and don't try to talk you off a ledge when you put yourself through that, you need to distance yourself from those people, because obviously if you know it and they don't know it, then you'd outgrew them too. So the lesson is always there in front of you. There's always a little inklet in the back of your mind, a little thought, that little devil on your shoulder, whatever you want to call it, bruh. Like, the lesson is always there. All you got to do is open your eyes and take it in. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. The world is talking to you. And the people who listen to the world and take every lesson, they call it deja vu. And like, bro, I already saw myself doing this. I already saw myself making it. They call it deja vu. You call it luck. They looking at you like, bro, you can do it too. You call it luck to them. You offend them. Then all of a sudden, the person that could teach you the lesson, they iced you out because you talking stupid. Come on, man. Come on. Like, for real, man. I'm learning the lesson too. Like, I ain't perfect. I ain't trying to sit here and act like I'm perfect. I ain't trying to call myself perfect. I promise you, I'm human. I bleed red and shit brown just like you. My pants go on one leg at a time too. I try to put them on two legs at a time. I almost broke my damn nose. I promise you, I'm human too. Like, for real. Like, I'm there with you. I'm in the trenches with you too. I see the things that you see. I've been through the things that you've been through. Like, I had to listen to the lessons too. They were hard for me too. That's what you gotta understand. They ain't easy for nobody. You think it was easy to cut off my family and be the only motherfucker doing anything? The only motherfucker with my last name, for real? You thought that was easy? Okay. You think it's easy when I'm sitting in the trenches when I'm about to cut this microphone off and get back to work? It is now. What time is it right now? I messed around and messed up my watch.
11:23.
It is now 11:23. You think it's easy? So my wife is in there waiting for me to come to bed when I shut this off. But instead, when I cut this microphone off, I'm going to still be at this computer, still working. And then I got to get up at 4:00 in the morning. Y'all think that's easy? No. But I know for a fact that if I don't do what's right now, then I won't learn the lesson. And what's that lesson? Stay persistent. Be the most audacious that you've ever been in your life. Do more. Be better. I ain't got time to struggle. I'm done with that. We done struggling. I don't care how much money we have right now. We done struggling, bruh. We done. We learned that lesson already. We need to get past that. It's time to get past that. We got a daughter now, and there's no excuse for us to keep living in the same dread that we've been in for our entire lives. We're done with it. It's over. We had toxic family. We cut them all off. They done. They're behind us now. I had a cousin call me earlier, and this man, I don't know what the fuck kind of crack this dude smoking, but this man called me on Facebook Messenger and like back to back to back to back to back. I hit the highlight button. I guess that was the problem right there. I hit the highlight button on Facebook today, and all of a sudden, I got this man calling me back to back to back to back. I mean, I ignored the joint. He called right back. I ignored it again. He called right back 5 times, Mark.
Come on.
5 times. I've been avoiding this dude
Trying
for
to get
years
your attention
for a reason. for a reason. I've been avoiding this dude. Bro, you think I'm about to pick up the phone for a scrub?
Mm.
Really? Okay. All right. Keep dreaming. I ain't trying to act like I'm better than nobody, y'all, but I'm just saying I learned the lesson already. And if you learn a lesson and you go back to that lesson, it ain't the lesson's fault. Because if somebody tell you once, you know, you can play stupid. They tell you twice, it's something that you need to look out for. But you get told 3 times about the same exact thing and you still do it, you the fool. And that's just, it is what it is. I'm done, man.
Well, alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is D.H.J. McMullen. And before we go, the subscribe button, because we do this for y'all, because we love y'all. We just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. And always remember that those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.